Each year, the Gwinnett Tax Assessor's Office mails notices of assessment to property owners in Gwinnett. The notice outlines the appraised fair market value of each property. When your notice of assessment arrives, it's important to read it carefully. On this notice, you'll find information related to your property like the physical address, the notice date, the last day to file a written appeal, and special notes. In the gray box on the right-hand corner of the notice, you'll see the official tax matter for the current year. This includes the assessment notice date, the last date to file an appeal, and where you can find property records. It's important to note that this is not a bill and payment is not required. The annual assessment notice date is the mailing date. Residents have 45 days after this date to appeal the appraised value of their property. If you elect to appeal, you must choose one of the appeal methods listed in Box A. Box B is specific to your property. It includes information like exemptions filed, your property ID number, previous and current year value, and the reason for the assessment notice. The most commonly filed property exemption is the regular homestead exemption, which reduces the taxable value of your property. Your parcel or property ID number is used to identify your property and conduct research on Gwinnett County websites. Each property has its own unique identifier. Next, you'll see a property value for the current and previous year. Georgia law requires that your property is appraised at fair market value. The assessed value is 40% of the fair market value. Both the appraised and assessed values are provided from last year, as well as values for this year, so a property owner can see any changes. You'll also find the reasons for a change in value under Reasons for Assessment. The most common reason is market changes, including sales within your neighborhood, changes in property conditions, and additions to your home. Finally, in Box C, you'll find the list of taxing authorities that levy a property tax. This may include the county, schools, and cities. Not all cities levy a property tax. A rollback rate is the tax rate that, when applied to current year property values, produces the same amount of tax revenue as was generated by the previous year's property values. Once you've reviewed your annual notice of assessment, you can choose to appeal or do nothing. If you do not believe your property has been appraised at fair market value, you have a right to appeal, as long as you're within the 45-day time frame. An appeal can be filed in person, online, or by mail. The Gwinnett County Tax Assessor's Office is here to serve you and ensure that all properties are appraised fairly and equitably. You can learn more about the Tax Assessor's Office, your notice of assessment, the appeal process, and view your property records at gwinnett-assessor.com.